Hey Stampers, it's the Pampered Stamper, and I am actually on a little bit early today. So I thought that while we're waiting for people to join, I would talk a little bit about the Paper Pumpkin for Cancer fundraiser. Because you know what? If there's nothing else, I am persistent. So I am willing to take the risk of sounding like a broken record to drum up as much support for this campaign as possible. I will squeeze every ounce of support that I can because I really believe in this. So what I'm doing is, because the next Paper Pumpkin has a free stamp set in it, an extra one, I thought this would be the perfect opportunity for people, especially people who can't get Paper Pumpkin, to sponsor a Paper Pumpkin kit for a cancer patient. And that way, the cancer patient in the hospital who has nothing to do except read and sleep will get a Paper Pumpkin kit. And then you, as a thank you, will get the bonus stamp set that I will send to you. So that is my little broken record. And I'm trying to encourage you to do something good for the world. So I think I may have used up my hello, Anne-Marie. Thank you for participating, my dear. I think I may have used up my 2 minutes. I don't have a clock or anything, so I think it must be close to 7 o'clock. So I will stop preaching about Paper Pumpkin. But this is the last day to participate, because you see it says February 11th to March 10th. Well, today is March 10th. So if you want to participate in the Paper Pumpkin for Cancer fundraiser, please do so now. Hi, Linda. Thanks. Yeah, I love Paper Pumpkin. In fact, I'm going to show you. We had a Paper Pumpkin party this afternoon, and we just made the cards from the last Paper Pumpkin. I was planning to do more. Hello, Patty. But look what I did. We made this card, and look how pretty the envelope is. I just love it. And all I changed with the card, hello, Gerard, you are supposed to be sleeping. And you know what? I am not going to lose my momentum, because that little bugger is trying to get me off my game, but it is not going to happen. So this was the first card that we made at the Paper Pumpkin party, and all I did to change it was I stamped off for the cake layers so that it is lighter, and then I colored with a blender pen, the icing, just to tie it in, and I added some sequins, and I added Wink of Stella to the cake too. So they're little details, but I think it made the card look nicer. Hi, Adrian. Hi, Fran. And then this is the second Paper Pumpkin card that we did. I added a little bit more color to the flower, and in the Paper Pumpkin, they put all the sayings right over top of the flower. I didn't like that, so I popped it up and added a little bit of rich raspberry to the berries. So, and also filled in the leaves. So that was really cool. Everybody had so much fun. It was a stress reliever. And here's the third card, and with the matching envelope. Isn't it pretty? So that was what was in the last Paper Pumpkin, and then if you open it, then there's just a simple cake inside. And that's a stamp that goes in there. And I didn't even make alternatives yet. There's beautiful alternatives. Just go to the Paper Pumpkin fan club. Okay, enough on Paper Pumpkin. Now I'm going to show you the cards that we're going to make tonight. So this is the third card. We're starting with the third card. This card is very difficult to photograph. It has a beautiful saying on it that's embossed in gold. The saying and the crosses are from the same set. Actually, no, I'm lying. This cross and this saying is from Cross of Hope, which I will show you. This is the stamp set right here. And the framelits are in here. So there's banner framelits. There's a framelit for the flowers. There's two different pretty crosses and a butterfly framelit. Okay? So it is a great set, and it is in the annual catalog. Sorry for that blip. This little cross is, let me see, it is from the stamp set called Easter Promise. So, yeah, thanks, Fran. I did that one all by my bitty self. See, there's the pretty little cross, and then a whole field of crocuses, and then just a few big ones, and a big happy Easter. This is also really lovely. May the promise of his wonderful gift fill your heart with peace and joy. Okay, so then we have this card. So that's the whole field of crocuses. And the Happy Easter is just embossed in gold. And then the back is embossed with the basket weave. This one. This was a free Celebration item last year. So Celebration does have some really good things. I love this. Now, if you were a big fan of bling, you could definitely add some bling, but everyone liked it just the way it was. It's clean and simple, and the tulle ribbon adds just the right touch. And then the third card is this one. And do you know this paper, the pattern paper, has been embossed with the leaves embossing folder. And all of these embossing folders that I'm using today are 3D embossing folders. And the paper is this. I call it the Monet paper, but I believe it's called Perennial Essence. And maybe tonight we'll turn it around the other way. I'm not sure. That might be too busy. But it's pretty paper. So let us get started. How's that for formality? I already ran this through the embossing folder to save time. We're going to put it on a granny apple green base. See, I'm not going to put it down yet. We're going to play with it and see what happens. Okay? The circle, man, it looks too small, but it isn't. The circle is from the stitched shape framelits, and I did put them ready. Who is going to put bets on tonight? I think that I have all my stuff here tonight. I think that I'm not going to have to leave you to find anything. Okay? So here are the stitched shape framelits. So there's circles, there's ovals, and there's squares. And I'm pretty sure we used the biggest one. Yeah, so the biggest circle, and we used, I think, the second circle for the yellow one. Let me just check to make sure I'm not lying to you. Yeah, it's the second one. Okay, so the second one and the biggest one. Okay, so we are going to stamp crocuses. Now, I don't know if I see anybody betting on whether or not I'm going to forget anything. Maybe you guys think that's mean. I think it's kind of funny. So with the Memento ink pad, I like to give it a little, what I call a twist and shout technique, because our Memento ink pad is a linen one, and so it doesn't always ink up as juicily as I like. Okay, and a good firm press and a 1, 2, 3 second hold, and there we go. Now I've left the big one plain, and so I'll color it with Wink of Stella in a minute. I'm going to use Granny Apple Green for the stems, and one of them is going to be Daffodil Delight, and the other one's going to be Highland Heather. So now I'm going to sit. So now if you comment, I can't see. Okay? So I like to start with the dark one, and I did print out some labels and I taped them to my blends because I find that I can never read what they are, and sometimes I get it wrong. So I'm using the fine tip, and I'm just going over the lines that are in the flower. That way I don't have to think. I'm really not an art student. I don't always understand the concept of where the light's coming from and where to put the shadows. I know it sounds really simple, but if you're one of those people and that overwhelms you, well, then do what I do. And then the trick is to keep going over it with light strokes, and then you'll blend those lines in so that it doesn't look like a 2-year-old did it. Okay, because we do, we might not feel very artistic, but we still want to look good, right? It's just like, I don't consider myself a fashionista, but I still like to look put together. And so I just consult the experts. See how pretty that is? Yeah, I think so. And then we'll do a yellow one. Daffodil Delight, to be more specific, because we actually have a few shades of yellow in our blends. We have Mango Melody, we have So Saffron. I'm pretty sure we do not have a crushed curry. I would like a crushed curry. Correct me if I'm wrong. If we have a crushed curry out there and I don't know about it, I'll get on that bandwagon. I hope Stampin' Up! Releases some more colors of blends. I would like to have blends in all our colors because I love them so much. Okay, so there's the yellow one. And so the white one I'm going to leave. And this is Granny Apple Green Dark. I would have liked the light, but then I'm going to lose the bet because then I have to get up. And I don't want to get up. Yeah, I'm scanning the table to see if the light one is within reach, and I would have to take 3 steps to find it. So that's not happening. We're going to have nice, bold petals on our crocuses. Lots of chlorophyll in these stems. Anyone else remember their science days? I always thought that was pretty fascinating. Plants are fascinating. Okay, and then up to the top, don't forget this little guy. And I have something to share. Oh, I can reach it. It's a good thing I have long arms. The Wink of Stella is lovely on here, and it just adds sparkle to your white crocus. And I think the crocuses are coming up. Oh, and the other thing that's really nice is to add just a little bit of yellow to the middle of that. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. I still get so excited about stamped images because you know why? I couldn't draw this crocus, okay? I don't think I could. Maybe I could, but I don't have that much confidence. But I can stamp these crocuses and then I feel like I've drawn them and then I can color them. And it makes me feel artistic and that's what I love. Okay, so let's see. I think that is too busy. What do you think? No, we don't have crushed curry, says Anne-Marie. Thank you. See, I think that's too busy. I like it better on the green. What do you guys think? Let's hold on to it. There's that one, or there's this one. You guys like that Monet background? I see a few hearts. I don't know. We'll make a bow and see what happens, and then we'll decide, okay? And I'll see if you guys weigh in on this. I still have not found my bone folder. I ordered new ones. Crazy, right? I did find my snail adhesive, so that wasn't lost. It was buried. It was buried in the place it was supposed to be in, too. So, you know, I felt good about that. Okay. Yes, it's too busy, says Ruby. Okay, I agree. I agree. Green, says Adrian. Yes. Okay. All right. I think we're all on the same page. One leaf needs some green. Oh, it does, too. I missed it. Good guys. You guys are paying attention. I love it. I love it. Good, good, good. You're not falling asleep. You're not watching some other YouTube video at the same time. Green planar background. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, wonderful. Let's fix that leaf up first. I'm glad you guys are watching. See? It's kind of like I'm even going to go outside the lines a little bit because I like to. And because you know what? We're allowed to too. There are no rules. Okay, and I found, see, here's my snail. And, well, you know, who else finds that clicking sound of the snail to be quite a pleasant sound? I love it. I love it. Thanks, Shona. I like the Wink Estella too, with the pop of yellow in the middle. And I like it that everybody's saying where they're from. I forgot to ask that. So please say where you're from. And I just had a great idea. Do you remember last week I was saying I wasn't sure, I felt like I needed to give you something for sharing? Well, you know what? I like to keep things simple. So I thought, what can I give you that is value to you, but not a lot of work to me? And I came on it. So everybody who shares is going to go into a draw for my Botanical Prints Product Medley tutorial. So it's a tutorial for 10 cards, and one of you lucky people will get it for free. And I love my tutorials. I'm a big fan of tutorials. When before I was designing my own cards, I used to buy tutorials as well because I found that they gave me lots of inspiration and I was able to get a lot more use out of my stamps. And my stamping time was also very pleasant. It just made me really happy. So I figure if I give some of these away, then you guys can help spread the word whether or not you like them. Okay, so we need a glue dot. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you, Anne-Marie. Hi, Veronica. So this paper pumpkin thing, that I don't know if you missed it, but I was talking about my fundraiser earlier. Well, it's not really a fundraiser. It's a way to get paper pumpkins into the hands of cancer patients so that they have something to do on the cancer ward. And I thought that my friends in Australia and New Zealand and Europe would be all over this because I'm going to mail them the bonus stamp set. So if you want that, let me know. So this morning at Coffee and a Card, one of my ladies made a little boo-boo up here. There was a smudge. So she said, I think this card would look great with a bee. And she's right. So I don't have a smudge, but, which is a miracle. Remember last week I had lots of smudges. We're going to just give this bee some stripes. I still have not found my die, ladies. Okay, just so you know. And then we're going to pop them up, and then we're going to give the bee, I'm putting two little minis on this guy. We're going to give the bee some Wink of Stella just on his wings. It's so pretty. Okay, and then we'll see the difference. See? It's going to come right now. Maybe we want him a little there. How pretty is that? I love it. Thanks for sharing, guys. There you go. How's that? See? Isn't that pretty? I really love it. I love the green on this. I love the subtle look of the leaves embossing folder. So yeah, pretty awesome. And I like it better, I think, with the bee. The bee makes it playful. Here it is with the bee. Here it is without the bee. Okay. Oh, you guys are making me so happy. I'm seeing hearts and thumbs up. I'm such a little kid. Okay. So now we've got the Happy Easter. And we're using the, I like to call it waffle weave, but it's a basket weave folder. It's very thick and it's wonderful. Oh, it just fell on the floor. So I have all my pieces and I was curious to see maybe we should sponge it, but I don't really want to get my, well, let's do it. Let's do it. Oh no, then I have to get up. I'm not doing that. I do not have a, we don't have the color of that. This, anybody know what color this is? It is called Purple Posy. And remember, the Purple Posy ink pad gave Stampin' Up! Great grief. So there is no Purple Posy ink pad. I shouldn't have brought that up, should I have? Okay. We're going to take a Whisper White base, which is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Okay. The mat has only 1/8 of an inch. So that means it's 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Okay, I'm not using my trusty, oh, I can't even think straight. I will come on it, maybe. Oh my goodness, the fast fuse, there we go. You know what's happening is that my hot flashes are back. And I swear hot flashes suck out your brains. They really do. It's a terrible thing. My back is all better, Anne-Marie. Thank you so much for asking. You know what? I'm so thankful about that because people who have chronic issues, like that's what made me think of the people in the cancer ward. And Anne-Marie, you have to deal with cancer all the time. And it's like, that's awful, awful. So I think when we can do something, then we should. So I'm just inking that up. You could use the Stamparatus. I'm just a little bit lazy tonight. And just in case you don't have a Stamparatus, so give it a nice firm press, and it looks great. Okay, so, oh, you know what? If anybody bet on me not walking, I need that light granny apple green. 1, 2. Does 2 steps count? I hardly laughed. If I wouldn't have said anything, you wouldn't have known. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm taking the light end of my granny apple green. And this one is a little bit challenged. My granny apple green has seen a lot of coloring, and it's not very pretty anymore. The tip seems to be a little off. I have actually trimmed my blends tips, and I'm not sure if that's a good thing to do or not. Have any of you guys done that? Have you ever chopped, given it a cut? There. I just want to see that way the crocuses, that they're what you call naturalized. It's actually a term. Naturalized crocuses, they grow up through the grass and they have multiplied. And in my old place, I had that and I thought it was so nice, so lovely. I'm a big fan of bulbs. I love everything coming up in the spring because so early you've got crocuses and daffodils and tulips, and it just makes your heart happy after a long winter. And it always reminds me of Jesus because new life, he takes something that's dead or looks to be dead and brings new life into it. And I think that's pretty awesome. Okay, so I'm thinking too that I might leave this one here white, and we'll do this one dark yellow. I'm going to color that one completely dark yellow. I'm going to do this one slightly different than the other card because I like to do that. And you can see the difference. It's much more fun voting on 2 cards. Can you guys see what I'm doing? Shall I zoom in a little bit? Let me see if I can. Okay, I just did. Yeah. So, it's really tempting when I do a class and we color, everybody gets quiet. So when I color in a video, then I have to really remember to talk because it's my natural bent to be quiet when I color as well. So I really have to think when I color to talk so that you guys don't get bored. I don't want that. See, aren't these colors really lovely? In the original one, and the white one really stands out. I like that too. And I'm going to do this little guy in dark Highland Heather. I like the idea that there's contrast. And you know what? This just goes to show you, let's say you really are afraid of coloring because you don't like shading. Well, this just goes to show you that you can use just one color. You can just use the dark or the light, and you don't have to blend it all, and it still looks nice. What I like about the blends is that you get beautiful coverage. You don't get lines, you get just gorgeous color, and it's fun and it's easy, and it just makes you feel happy about the world. And we all need that. There, we'll do a light one. That's pretty too. And we'll do a little light one here. You know, sometimes I have to remember that you guys are all here with me, because otherwise you can feel like a crazy person talking to yourself. But I'm not. I mean, I am possibly crazy, but I know there's lots of other crazies out there too. And crazy is much more interesting than normal. So just hold on to that. When you think you're going nuts, just think, you know what, at least I'm not boring. Yep. And you know what? It's also amazing what happens when you have to get things done. It's amazing what you can get done. I had some girls over last night because the Christian school was hosting a choir. So our church had asked if anybody could have people in their homes, and I have 2 spare bedrooms, so I thought, well, I can do that. But that meant that I had to attend the concert, and I was busy, and I really wasn't in the mood. I didn't really want to go, but God knew what He was doing, and the concert was beautiful. It was so beautiful. I just was so thankful to be there. And so it was really nice. And then the girls that I was worried about, you know, what kind of people am I going to have in my house? Are they going to be nice? Are they going to be normal? Am I going to like them? They were lovely. They were so nice. And we had such good conversation. And so it ended up being such a blessing. So I guess my point in that is that if you just do the right thing, it's amazing what happens. Like, it all works out. God doesn't ask us to think that we have it all figured out. He just wants us to do what He asks us to do, and He'll take care of the rest. And it happens every time. Oh, I screwed up. Oh, well, you know what? There we go. You know what? No one else is going to know that this is a mistake. I measured wrong. So it's even at the end, and there's a border around 3 sides. But guess what? It looks fine. I cringe in my classes sometimes when people have glued their things down, and then they right away look at it and they start ripping it apart. And I'm like, oh, no, please don't do that. You're gonna wreck all your hard work. Let's take a look at it and see what else we can do. So always give it a second chance. It's okay. So we're going to take this tulle ribbon again, and we're just going to tie it around. And you know, I feel a little bit bad because usually I only share my faith on Sundays, and I don't want to ever shove religion down anybody's throat. So if you find it offensive if I bring these up in my videos, please let me know. I don't mean to do it on purpose. It just happens sometimes. You know, what's in the heart overflows from the mouth. But that's not why you guys are here. So look at that. And so you can pop this up for some added interest. I like that. I still brag about this huge sheet of dimensionals because it came in a paper pumpkin. Paper pumpkin is awesome. So today is the last day if you want paper pumpkin to get that bonus set for yourself as well. So get on it. There's 12 cards in the kit. So I have a gut feeling it's going to be a good one. Oh, that's so nice, Patty. Hi, Luba. Hi, Laura. What am I coloring with? Okay. Oh, look at this. I almost put it on upside down. I'm coloring with a product called Blends, and they are an alcohol marker from Stampin'Up. And see here, so they're called Stampin' Blends, and they come in a dark and a light color. And they're just really, really lovely. I like them a lot. They must come in at least 30 colors, okay? I hope that answers your question. I'm glad I saw it. What I do is when I'm done the video, I will go back through the comments to see if I missed anything so that I can answer your questions. Okay. Oh, we were going to compare. So this one has a few white flowers in it. And this one has no white flowers, but it has a few rich raspberry flowers. So I'm curious which one you like better. Do you like the one with the white flowers? Or do you like the one with the punch of dark? I'm not sure that crocuses actually come in those dark colors. But it's pretty, isn't it? And you saw how quickly I colored that. There's not a lot of thinking. My trick is just that I add the, oops, it's not focusing right now. I add the dark colors along the lines and then I blend in with the light. Oh, that's so nice, Shelley. Thank you. Yeah, okay, so everybody's saying the white. I think so too. I think it's more fresh and spring-like. But they're both nice. And it just goes to show you that you can do whatever you like. That's what's so nice about it. Okay, so now we're going to do the last card. And you know, I just thought about this. But I'm making Easter cards. So it's totally natural that I want to talk about Jesus right now. So there you go, people. All right, this one is using, I don't know, can you guys see? Oh, here you can. If I go like that, you can see the texture on here. It is the stone embossing folder. So this one goes, it's a celebration item, and it goes with the Power of Hope stamp set, which I do not have laying handy. But it's the one with the oriental, the pagoda and stuff, and the lady. It's really pretty. Oh, thanks, Debbie. So that's a really nice folder. This is the first time I used it, and I thought, you know, that's really beautiful. So we're going to fold our card in half. And this paper, I stamped, I already told you that, I think. I stamped it in Versamark, which is this. If you've never heard of Versamark, it's a watermark stamp pad, which means that if you stamp the image just on a dark cardstock, let's see, I can show you this. Here. So here we have gorgeous grape, okay? So if I take, I don't know if I have my cleaner here. I don't, so we'll take the cross, okay? And we're going to ink it up in Versamark. And if we stamp that, see how you get a tone on tone? You get a tone on tone effect. So that's what Versamark does. It's great for backgrounds, but it's also a sticky ink that if you stamp your saying or whatever, or if I did this with the crosses, well, you know what? I might as well show you. I have some gold embossing powder here. And so I take a coffee filter. I'm not going to emboss it because my embossing gun is way around the corner. But you just pour it on your Versamark image. And then you give it a good flick with your fingers, an aggressive flick. And you see how the powder sticks to it? And then with a heat gun, you'll heat it, and that melts the powder, and you get this beautiful, raised, glossy image. Embossing is just so much fun. So then you take the coffee filter, and you just funnel the powder back in. And a little thing of embossing powder will last you a very long time. Oh, thank you, Pam. I appreciate it. I do. I just don't want to be annoying and obnoxious, you know? Okay, so I cut this out with the framelits that are from the So Sentimental. I think that's what it's called. Yes, this is the So Sentimental, and it has these beautiful framelits with it. They're great. It's a great bundle. Okay, so I've done this. We're going to adhere it. And this paper is from the Lily paper, which is also a free celebration item. It's quite lovely too. And I'll use those for something else. I have a few leftover pieces. Coffee and a Card was not well attended this morning, but that was okay because it was great for the people who came. Sometimes it's nice to have a small group. It's intimate, it's relaxing, and that's important too. So I try not to get too upset when that happens. I don't know if this ribbon, it's the gold 1/8 inch ribbon. I think it's still in the catalog. I hope it is. It's lovely. So I'm going to cut this just a little bit wider than my card front. And then I put adhesive on both sides at the back. And then I'm going to just hold it in place where I want it to go. About there. Tuck those pieces in the back. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, it's too loose. If it's too loose, you can just pick it off and tighten it, okay? So there we go. So now it can go on the card. So now I'm going to put more adhesive. Don't be cheap with your adhesive. You really want to add a fair bit because you don't want your card falling apart. Okay? Oh, that's nice, Luba. A small group is sometimes really wonderful. And then just give it a good burnish. That really helps your adhesive stick better. Give it a nice rub. Okay? Then I embossed the little cross in gold, and I used the tiniest little scallop thingamabobber. How's that for accurate talk? I'm putting a few poppers on the back of that, and it's going to go near the top, but not upside down. Oh, see, I moved this over a little bit too much, so I'm going to do this one differently. It's just a matter of, oh, that's a bit crooked. Well, I'm leaving it. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, so now I've used that word too many times. I had a cross. I know I did. I just showed it to you. Okay, so I don't know if you guys have seen this before, but when you have an open, delicate thing that you need to tape to something else, the best way to do it is with a silicone mat and some Tombow adhesive. Make a little puddle, and then what stamp set am I using? Oh, okay, Shelley, maybe you weren't there at the beginning. I'm using a stamp set called Hold On to Hope is the one. And then I'm using Easter Promise for the other one, okay? So now I have my sponge and I'm flattening out my Tombow, okay? Then I'm putting my element here. And yes, I realize that the center of it is not popped out all the way. And I'm going to leave it that way because sometimes that actually looks nice. I'm going to move this out of the way. And then this is just going to go on top. And you just give it a tap, tap, and it sticks beautifully, and there's no glue oozing out anywhere. And yeah, this one's going to be a little bit different. That's okay. A couple of poppers on the back. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use the black dimensionals because it's dark, and I'm not going right all the way up to the top because I know we're going to be overlapping a little bit. Okay, it's not nice if you're using something dark and then the whites are popping out. I like that. I like the cross on an angle because it reminds me that Jesus had to carry his own cross. Okay, yeah. You know, the silicone mat is not a big investment. So I have two, and I might even get a third. And then when you want to clean it, just let this dry a little bit, and then it peels off just like skin on a sunburn. Okay? And so let's just review the cards. So, oops. So there's this one. Thanks, Shelley. And this one, it was reminded, I do believe that the purple is definitely the color of Easter, right? When they put the sash around the cross, it's often purple. And I don't know, I was just inspired when I saw it. And then here, it's just a little bit different. Here you see the cross like in the purple. I like that, but I really like this one too. Yeah. So on this one, you can't even see it. On this one, I used a light granny apple green to color in the leaves, but it's not necessary, but it is pretty. So there's that. And then there's this one. And remember, if you share, then you might win my Botanical Prints product medley tutorial. If you look on my blog at the very top, I have a section called PDF tutorials, and I now have 4 to pick from. So I think they're great. I like doing them, and I find that you will, I would go so far that if someone said, you know what, I'd almost offer a money-back guarantee. That's how much I believe in them. Tomorrow, I'm going to be blogging about this card. This is a double point card, and I have this one on my blog. So if you go to my blog and then look up double point card, there's a video too. It's an easy card to do. This one, I just added some Velcro to seal it, and then it opens up like this. And so I will, thanks, Jewel. I will blog about this tomorrow. I'm going to be part of a blog hop. So there's that. And then I finished my Poppy journal. And this is for the Honor and Remember event that I'm doing April 25th. And so this is our Pressed Petals journal, and I just swiped. I did a blog post on it today. So actually, I shouldn't talk anymore. You should just read my blog post. And I would love it. I'm trying, like, you know, as a blogger, you're always trying to get more traffic to your blog. So when you share those things, that's great. It really helps me. But see how pretty, I don't know if you guys can see it, but the inside of this book has all these sayings. The secret to having it all is knowing that you already do. Let's see what else it says in here. Grateful for small things, big things, and everything in between. I didn't know. Like, if you look in the catalog, it doesn't tell you that it has these sayings inside of it. And then this one, today I am grateful. Find the beauty in the everyday moments. So this is even, it's nice to do a journal for yourself. So it's just a really pretty little book. Yeah. So anyway, my purpose with this is that that people can write their memories of World War II in here. And oh, thanks, Linda. You already made it, and you love it. Point. So I'm hoping that people can write a story in here for the veterans of how a veteran has touched someone's life, or they have memories of it in their family. And then I'm going to take them to Holland and pass them out. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I will probably wait about an hour or so, and then I will look at everybody who shared. And it's really helpful if you actually write shared in the comments, because sometimes when I click on the share icon underneath the video, some of the privacy settings are such that I cannot see if you shared or not. So I would hate for you not to be included in the drawing if you shared. So I trust you that if you write shared in the comments, that you actually have shared. Okay? So thanks for joining me. Have a super night, and we will talk to you later. And oh yeah, the other thing is I did do my live again at 7 because I had stuff going around at lunchtime. But I am thinking about changing it to 1 p.m. because the light's better. Okay? So stay tuned. I will comment about it later so you know when to find me. All right. See you guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.